to talk about blogging today and how to make a blog. As you can see, I'm here on the homepage of PebblePad, and we're going to go to the Get Creative section of the homepage and click on that. And now we're looking for create a blog, and here it is, represented by the green bee. We're going to click on that. And here, you could leave this image if you want to, or replace it with something else. Let's go ahead and replace it with something else. Let's say, okay, that looks really pretty. Okay, and you might want to have something that's pertinent or related to the blog itself. And in this case, we're talking about waste management and our larger project. The first one is going to be about the project, the Learning Lab that we did with Brandon and Emily. And the second is going to be on our group project, what you did all term in your groups. I'm just going to put my initials in here and put a date. Okay, so the description of my blog. This is my Frank blog. Okay, cool. And right at this point, I want to already save it because I made the frame for the blog shell that I'm going to add posts to. Okay, so here we are. I've saved it here by clicking on this little icon. Now I'm going to click over here on the PebblePad icon, and I'm going to share it. For assessment, remember that's Brit speak for grading. Let's see, where do we want to share this? We're going to share this with this last year's class. So can I share? Yes, I can. This terms of usage, as you know, just talks about people being able to access your work for grading, really. And it can be archived for you to look at whenever you want to. So supporting and teaching, this is what it's all about here when we say for assessment. You're giving it to someone, just substitute the word grading here, to look at your work, evaluate it, and give you a grade. So you say, yes, I am sharing for a grade, and you share for a grade, right? Now, you never have to share it again. You've shared the blog shell with me, and I now have it, and I can go in and look at it. Now, you're going to add to your blog, and you're going to write your first post. So we're going to say add a post. Now, our first post is going to be about the Learning Lab, right? So I can say Learning Lab on Waste at PSU, or whatever you want to say. And then, you're writing blah, 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 blah. You know how to do that. And you all are pretty, already pretty suave. You know what's going on. Here's where we have the properties for this text block. And I can add a background color, whatever I want. Ew, God, that's an ugly color, isn't it? So I add that. And then, let's get rid of that for a minute. I can also add images. And let's see if I can find a waste sort image in my asset store. I don't know if I can with waste, but let's just go through here. And I got all sorts of wacky stuff in here. So yeah, I'm not finding something right away, so I'll just throw something in there. Let's say that this is, these are some students of mine in the past. So I just put them in there, and then I say, whatever year this is. Remember, whenever you put images in, you do want to, at the very least, add a caption. And the caption is going to say, where you got the photo. Or, another thing you can write is courtesy of Pixabay, or or Google, or wherever you get your images. You want to note that with all photos that you're putting in, because just like with text, you want your reader to understand that you are not like stealing someone's intellectual property. It's the same as with quoting and citations. If you're using an image that is not yours, and even if it is yours, you should indicate that. You need to say where it's coming from, right? So here I've written all about the information, and I have given you a written assignment for the blogging for the both blogs combined, which is the first one on the Learning Lab that we're finishing up with Emily and Brandon, and the second one will be on your group project and what you did, what you learned, la la la. Okay, so let me give you a couple of examples from last year now, with the caveat, keep in mind they did get to do a waste sort. So here we are. Here's Brandon. We're talking about the waste sort. They're giving out our special equipment, and you'll see that in a minute. Talking about what we learned, right? What happened during this time. There's Emily's name. Um, these are the kind of things that we found in our waste sort. Here's another one where they're talking about this is what we actually had, a sandwich board, so that we were in the park block, so people were walking by. You can see here that they are quoting from the article, the chapter from the book, right? And then they also have their infographic here, which you will also have. I am very hopeful that you will. And here's a picture of us in our hazmat covering. There's Brandon, and we are all learning about how to do the waste sort. And here's the final one, very nicely done. Here's the other side of the sandwich board that tells people what we're doing. We're in the park block, so everybody can see us. They also quote Garbology correctly. Look at this beautiful MLA style right down the line. Perfect. And also have a works cited and more images. There's Piper, the author of this blog, and there's all of us working away on the waste sort. So you want to, when you're writing a blog, part of the point of the blog is to practice public writing. The second part of it is to write in a very engaging and creative way. When you're typing a paper on your computer, you're just sort of writing words on a page, and it's usually black type on, or it should be in all your classes if you didn't know that, black type on a white background. It's kind of boring. The nice thing about blogging is that you can get very engaging. If you look at what Piper's done here, look at the color. It sort of pops the text out, and it's fun to read. She also included a table here that gives the data that we collected and our own thoughts about so things that we noticed as we were going through, and then questions that Brandon and Emily left us with to think about for our final discussion when they came back to class. And so this is a really interesting thing for the viewer to see too, right? And it's embedded in the blog. I think it would be better if she would have just, scanned it in and put it beside the text, because that makes it even more easy to just read it and get all the information. But, really great job on this whole discussion of what we did and how wasteful we are and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I really want you to aim for, is really engaging the reader around the idea of, in this case, not the waste sort, but in the idea of waste and what you learned through Emily and Brandon, and readings like, notice the reading about from Garbology by Ed Hume. What did you learn? What might change in your own behavior? That kind of thing. It can be very engaging writing. I hope this has been useful, and I will send along that extra written assignment that gives you a few more instructions, a little more clarification about what I'm looking for. So, as always, if you have any questions, let me know.